Ron Jones is here, and Ron and Seth MacFarlane are at the Moss Theater in Santa Monica on Sunday. Ron Jones has introduced us to more singers. I mean, Mother Miriam comes back from a holiday show two Christmases ago. I couldn't go; I was sick, and she went and saw you at Patello's upstairs, and she comes back and she said, "You should see this guy. He's got funny hair." She makes fun of my hair. So,
oh, Matt, you mean Matt?
And she said, Ron had this singer with him last night named Matt something or other, and that was 2 years ago. And because of you, we know Matt Forbes, we know Calabria Foti, we've had her on, we've talked to her and played her music, obviously Seth. You suggested a new artist. I listened to her album finally last night, and I spelled this song wrong. And once again, Ron Jones has introduced us to an artist that we will be playing here on Martini. Listen to this. Now, one of the things that you do, that Ron does, that with the Influence Jazz Orchestra, that I really like, is you stretch. You don't color within the lines. And probably the best example, I use this probably every time you're in, is Dave Richards' arrangement. You went to him with a unique challenge.
Yeah, just to take something like a standard and just turn it upside down. Of course, you don't have to ask him to do that. He does that every time.
Yeah. This guy has more metal in his face than any. He plays trumpet.
He plays trumpet and trombone.
Yeah, he has more metal in his face than any brass player I've ever. He had so much metal that to go through security, because he was the musical director for the road tour of Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And to go to Australia, he had to take all the metal out of his face to go through security. Dave is an unusual arranger, but everybody who works with him, think about when Tierney Sutton worked with him at our show at Vitello's. He did some big band arrangements of songs.
Is that the one?
Yeah, of songs that she had done on her Joni Mitchell homage, After Blue.
She raved about it.
Oh, she went crazy. She went crazy, and I think everybody who works with Dave Richards. So you're a guy that likes an unusual arrangement. You'll love this. This is her name. This is an artist that Ron suggested to us. She has an album that's on the Grammy list this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her album is called, and I wrong song.
It's like a Sinatra song name or something.
Yeah, that's the wrong song. To Frank Sinatra with Love, One for My Baby is the name. Right. Laura Dickinson coming up on with Ron Jones on MartiniInTheMorning.com.
Hey.
MartiniInTheMorning.com, 9:38. We've considered that ever since Ron mentioned Laura Dickinson as a potential artist, and so last night Al puts on the album, Al the Engineer, and he said there's something coming. She's doing a fairly normal arrangement of My Funny Valentine until about halfway through. I said, "How do you know something's coming?" He said, "I looked at the waveform. There's something coming. It's either a Ford commercial or it's an unusual
Star Wars trailer."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Matt Forbes.
I'm here.
Here you are, darling.
As my voice cracks, yeah.
You're so young enough.
Matt is
That's
one
right.
of the many artists
I'm so
that Ron has introduced us to. You have introduced, we've met so many singers. You sort of embrace his music from a different place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Burbank.
No, from Washington.
The hills.
Who moves from Burbank to Washington?
Few. Very few. Very few.
Why you? What are you doing up in Washington?
Downside.
I'm collecting water.
You're downsizing.
I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it down here.
Down to California. Washington has all the water.
Don't tell people.
They
Then they'll
cornered
come.
the market. Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, the Oregonians and Washingtonians don't like us Californians.
Oh, yeah.
What's the reception like up there?
Cold.
Yeah.
No, it's
Cold shoulder?
what reception? The TV. I
No.
can get certain channels.
The Seattle people, those strange people in Washington.
I try not to go south. I try to look north because the Canadians
To Canada, yeah.
and Bellinghamians and all that are much jazzier and more fun.
Why is that? Why is it, Matt, that there's Diana Krall, there's Miriam hits Matt in the face.
Wow.
Go.
Talking about sleeper holds earlier.
Chipped your tooth.
Just domestic abuse here. Okay.
But why is it that, I mean, there's obviously Michael Bublé, there's Oscar Peterson, there's Diana Krall, our friend Carol
Paul Anka. Robert Goulet.
They're all from Canada. Why is it, I mean, you say it somewhat in jest, there's something in the water in Canada.
There is.
Free medical care, I think. That's
true.
what helps.
Yes.
You can sing. You can sing.
That's true.
No, they just seem to be happy. They don't have as much of a angst to grind.
I think so. I think we're an observer nation, and we're a younger nation, so we're stealing from the British and the Americans and kind of putting our own spin on the two.
I mean, the Canadian government somehow seems to embrace the arts more than certainly more than the American. I mean, especially if you live in a red state.
I think it's the weather too. I think because it's crummy weather, that they can practice a lot harder. You know,
That's
they can
true.
work Justin Bieber and all these guys.
You can grow a whole set of bangs. Yeah.
They practice their instruments a lot longer. You know?
Yeah.
So before Matt got here, I was telling Ron that Ron has introduced us to many artists, and a couple of years ago, in fact, it's almost 2 years ago because it was a holiday show. Mother Miriam, because I couldn't go because I was sick, and Mother Miriam, because you should see this guy, he's got hair, and he could sing.
What a concept! Yeah.
Matt Forbes on Martini. What's the album called?
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, there it is. It's Martini in the Morning. Matt Forbes from, where do we say you're from?
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Those fingers in my hair.
Adding in, as only Matt Forbes would have the audacity.
The audacity. That's right. That's a good word for
That's a
it.
good name for your act.
Wait. There. Okay. Now we're done.
Oh, there was still a tag.
You should, you should be here between the with the record playing. And Mother Mary makes a good point. This is one of those only in L.A. Because when I go to Boise to visit my wife and hang out with the kids, sometimes I have to post pictures like this one from this wonderful photographer.
That's a beautiful
Sun
shot.
Valley, Krall Waller, who my wife found the pictures and posted them. Sometimes I have to post pictures showing how pretty it is up there, because people will say, "Why Boise?" Well, I post pictures and they say, "Oh, that's why." But there are things that only happen in LA. So we start that song, and Matt is saying he's moved to Studio City. His brother, your brother works for Nickelodeon.
That's right. Yeah.
And Ron said, "Do they need a composer?" Only in LA. Do you have Ron pimping for a job?
Usually it's at the Safeway.
Yeah.
But,
He's in the
People are
newbies
waiting in
lounge at
line,
the
you know.
Union. Yeah.
say, do you need an actor from
People will stand in line
Yeah.
to get Ron's attention, and Ron is asking him if he needs it. This is how humble this man is.
Or he's out of work now that he moved wide out of California.
I built the studio up in the middle of nowhere. So really, when people are in LA, they don't think about us because we're 1,300 miles away.
Right.
So that's why.
Well, and Ron, you did the Fairly Odd Parents theme,
I
right?
did,
And it was
yeah.
the most played theme for a time.
Yeah, I
Your
got
brother,
like 3
that's a
years
show
in a row.
your brother works on.
He's
on
the
Nickelodeon?
character designer, one of the character designers for that, but then they're developing his own original series
Really?
too. which
And
is
all the
got-
characters are circular. So all he has to do is draw a circle, put 2 dots.
Well, then Mother Mary
He's
could be
done.
on it.
That's money in the bank.
he's
Mother Mary circular.
He designed
Wow.
that smiley face guy, making a fortune. Huh?
Oh, man.
Kill him while I get arrested.
Wow.
I gotta think about
A lot of love in this room.
Yeah.
Ron Jones and Matt Forbes on martiniinthemorning.com. You just came back from London.
Yep.
You worked with the London, I know there are a lot of orchestras, Philharmonic at the
Royal Albert Hall.
Now, what is it with London? I mean, Seth went over there. He and Curtis Stigers played with John Wilson on one of the BBC.
Oh, yeah, he does that all the time.
Prom night?
Yeah, proms.
Proms.
It's like a month-long thing. I don't know why they call it
He
proms.
shows up at everyone's prom.
He shows up at everyone's prom in England. Yes. That's why we can't get Seth to come in.
Bar mitzvahs,
He's too
he
busy.
does.
Yeah,
He's too busy in England
Proms.
playing all these proms.
He's doing the prom
He's too
dates.
big for bar mitzvahs now.
He's moving up to proms.
What is the deal in England? I mean, you just went over there. I mean, it seems like there's more emphasis on this music than in England, in Canada, and everywhere but the U.S.
Well, I think, first of all, they have a great history of music, and they have a wonderful music education system that's very pedagogical, and it moves up. So the players start really young, and they very musically trained. You know, that's where Haydn hung out, and 400 years ago.
He didn't play football?
But, and also, too, they pay the players fairly well. One seat for the concert we did was the equivalent of $400.
Yikes!
It's amazing.
I mean, who would do that? And they show like Raiders of the Lost Ark, the whole movie, and have a symphony orchestra playing live. You just don't get that in here. You get that there.
Seth does that with the. I'm reluctant now that I've actually seen a Family Guy episode. I'm reluctant to call them cartoon shows. It's
real, man.
It's real.
It's real.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's something different about the way he does animation. I mean, there's something different, and part of it is the music. You did that for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I think finally he kind of realized early on, very wisely, that music goes into a different part of the brain, and a lot of producers say music is the last thing they think about. And so when they put little emphasis on, then they kind of cut that off, and then it's all visual, like how cool does it look? And he knows that secret weapon is the music, and that secret weapon is the sound and the characters. So because he does that, I think the show, it wouldn't matter what show he does. He could have a ketchup bottle with just the camera parked on it for a half hour.
97-piece orchestra.
And there would be a giant orchestra, playing the score and it's just a ketchup bottle waiting to have the ketchup come out. And then just before the end, it says, "Tune in next week as it comes out." I've been pitching that to Fox for years, and God.
Well, you're not going to be with that show anymore, right? Is he going to continue?
I'm going to do the ketchup thing.
Okay.
He's moved on.
But
I quit Family Guy.
Is he going to continue Family Guy, or is he finished with that?
He likes to keep everybody working, so he keeps it going. I mean, it's totally up to his. He goes, "I could cancel it if I like. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't." That's what he does. He talks to himself like that. It's like, I think I'm going to cancel Star Wars because I don't like it.
He's a Bond villain.
I've never liked 3CPO. It's like
Those cups.
Hey, you
Those
worked on
damn
space.
cups.
Every time we have Ron in here, we hear from somebody who is a big fan of Star Trek.
usually an attorney. What?
Yeah. Well, that's my problem. We have lots of listeners who are fans of Ron Jones from Star Trek. From which show did you do?
Next Generation.
And they say, "Oh, this episode where blah 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 blah." I've never seen Deep Space Nine. That was the bald guy, right?
No, the bald guy was Next Generation.
Oh,
Deep Space Nine had a agave plant was the captain, and they kept cutting to it, and they go, "Captain, we don't know what to do," and the plant's just sitting there like
Just
this,
all limp and wilted.
and then they tune in next week. The plant's gonna have a leaf come off or something.
it's kind of like the tomato.
Well, no,
Like the
look, I
ketchup.
copyrighted the tomato thing. Okay, so they can't use that. They've been bugging me.
I sat at the upfronts
Paramount
this year. It was
keeps
good.
bringing
It was
me
good.
back.
Yeah.
Ron
Well,
Jones.
you can tell. Listen, you can tell Seth that he can come in. He keeps calling here and saying, "Do you have room for me?" And I keep saying no.
He wants to come. I just say you can't come.
Well, okay, I understand that, but we can let him know now.
Can I please? He's outside now.
Yeah. Next time, maybe you'll bring him. I told him to stop bothering me. We were like,
The guy's got
busy.
11 picture deal with Fox. I
Yeah.
think he's got more important things to do than
No, he
come.
doesn't.
No.
No,
Yeah, he's like the Howard Hughes of film.
So he goes to England with the band that does the proms, the John
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
And he goes, he plays with, why Curtis Stigers?
I don't know.
Curtis is,
Well, that's very honest, Ron. Wow.
Where's my ketchup?
Among this clan, you are called the Forgotten Man.
Well, Mother Mary just paid, even though Ron doesn't know who Curtis Stigers is, Mother Mary just paid him a compliment.
He's some guy.
You said he sounds like Frank Sinatra.
No. That whole thing sounded like what Frank Sinatra did.
And Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
They did. They did that song in High Society.
Yeah.
Well, Did You
Sounds
Ever
exactly
is a song.
like him.
Curtis Stigers and Seth MacFarlane. You said Seth's doing another one of those.
Yeah. We're doing French Foreign Legion, like the rehearsal. Like he's going to be there at 1 o'clock, so we're going to do some
In the show.
Yeah, in the show.
In the show in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We a lot of times.
drive you to rehearsal?
What he'll do is he'll have like takedowns done of songs, and then he sends them to the copyists, and we have to call the copyists because Seth won't tell me what the songs are. And so we say to the office in Santa Monica, we say, "What are we doing this time?" Well, he has these songs. And blah blah blah, and then we copy them, and then we're supposed to learn them by osmosis.
So your set list is very
loose.
Loose.
To say the least.
Oh, we don't even know. We don't know. Sometimes we don't know, so we have to carry 75 charts because Rain Man might want to sing something. He might want to go to Boise and sing something. I don't know.
He's played there before.
He has.
Yeah. Well, how he and Curtis came together. Curtis lives in Boise, had a pop career.
Really?
I met him actually here in LA, scared him. I said, I've been in a house where you took your sax lessons as a kid. He backed away. He said, who are you? Where'd you come from? Wow. I said, I come from Boise and I mean no harm.
I'm an evil witch.
But Seth has done so much. I send Lauren from our Fun and Games department to the show just to steal the set list, just to look for different songs. It took me with the new album with Nobody Tells You. It took me a week to find some of the songs. I mean, where does he come up with? You guys, do you talk about music?
He has an extra organ that most people don't have. And I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the lower part. It used to be like used for smelling back in when we were climbing trees. But for him, he can find all these crazy songs
because we have listeners who go crazy now because what we've done. We go steal your set list.
I got one in the car,
and we find songs like whatchamacallit, Johnny, the Johnny Mercer song, or Big Beautiful Ball.
Yeah,
I mean the only recorded version we can find of that song was by Carol Burnett and I want to say Ethel Merman from some.
Yeah, he listens to a lot of Ethel Merman. He does Bob Hope, creepy, Bing Crosby stuff. Mary Martin.
Well, I figured,
You just don't want to visit him at night.
Are you calling Seth Peter Pan?
No. I'm just saying it's the Broadway. He knows the Broadway.
If I call him late at night, he answers like this. Hello. I go, oh, excuse me. Hi.
Hi there. Kind of sounds like Mother
Look
Miriam.
at my other voice.
Matt, what's your inspiration? I mean, you chose some bizarre songs for coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Purely out of fear.
Fear is a hell of a motivator.
I mean, to choose a Hungarian suicide song, or
as it was dubbed, Gloomy Sunday. Yeah, that was one I was introduced to doing a film project in like 10th grade. When I was 13 or 14, and I became obsessed with this version from 1936 by Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, and it always just stayed with me. So when I was looking for kind of some of those more obscure songs to put on the album, I knew that was definitely going to be one we were going to flip on its head, which we kind of gave a Quincy Jones, Count Basie, Nina Simone kind of feel. And then something like Artificial Flowers too, which hasn't been dusted off in a long time.
We tell artists all the time. Back to the old radio station, Smokey Robinson came down. He was doing a show at the what's now the hip hop or whatever. Smokey was doing a show. He was doing a show for us. He came down. He said, "I'm thinking about doing an album of standards. That's the music I grew up on." He said, "But I want to do something that not everybody has done," and we've encouraged artists to do that. That's why I like Seth so much. Yeah. He does, and Gloomy Sunday is a very good example. It's a great song. Smokey decided to do. Now everybody's done it since. he decided to do Speak Low, written by
right.
Ogden Nash and
We're
Kurt
doing
Weill.
that.
You're doing that?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday.
Really? Seth's doing Speak Low?
No, we're not. We're doing an instrumental one.
Really?
That is going to be featuring the French horns.
Really?
Like Speak Low.
That's a great song. I mean, lyrically, it's an interesting song. I mean, Ogden Nash. Anybody who writes a poem about a martini is a hero in my book. But you look puzzled, Mother Mary. Grab the microphone.
Didn't Ava Gardner do Speak Low years ago in a movie with John Garfield?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, she did.
If Mother Miriam, it's back in her time.
Well, mostly they put songs in movies because they didn't have much movie. It was cheaper to.
You and Dino Martin had that conversation.
Yeah.
When Dina was here, you were talking about her dad.
Yeah.
And about how they would just
They
say,
just say,
hey.
"Can you do a song?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 15 minutes.
And he, we were like a 15 minutes of script.
And they had a set that was always looked like a club, the Coca Cabana Club, that was just sitting there, and they go, "Okay, now start dancing."
Bum, 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 bum,
And
ba-da-da-da-da-da.
they got like a camera park there. That'll lead up an act.
10 o'clock in the West, playing the greatest songs ever written online, around the clock and around the world. You can tell that Ron lives in one of those states where they've legalized marijuana for recreational purposes. It's Martini.
I've never need it.
It's martiniinthemorning.com. martiniinthemorning.com. Matt Forbes from Coulda Woulda Should. How's the album going, by the way?
It's going really well, thanks, Brad. No, we Canadian TV's picking right up. We were on the E channel,
I saw that. I saw that clip.
And E-Talk, and going to do some talk shows in about a week. So it's going really well on Amazon. It's still in the top 10 for hot new releases and
part of the
jazz.
Part of the reason that Matt is here today is Matt has nothing to do with the show this Sunday.
No, I always bring in people that have nothing to do. Usually they're just down the street. I just at the stoplight I say, "You want to come?" I go, "Yeah, okay, I'll come."
So in that sense, I'm a slight step above.
But the reason the Matt, Ron and we started out this conversation
way back when.
Talking.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah, back in Mother Miriam's day.
Which wasn't that long ago, let's be honest.
Yesterday.
I saw the photo at the
Last
beach
century.
again.
Oh,
I know. The
keeps
picture.
coming up, doesn't it?
You know, it's funny. It's almost like you're liking it, so it pops back up in the feed or something. I don't know.
Well, Facebook is finding more and more ways for us to spend more time on Facebook.
Yeah.
And now they have your favorite or your picture that's been liked by more people or something, or the picture that has more likes, and it's the picture of her in her white bikini.
Little boy with my little son.
We'll pull the microphone over.
We were at Newport Beach.
Your poor son is scarred for life.
I look at that picture and I just get so depressed. Because you look at the picture, then you look in the mirror and you go, "What happened?"
It's like like when I walked into my 40-year high school reunion. I thought,
you're in the wrong place.
who are all these old people? Yeah, all these old people.
Oh yeah, you're swinging. You got.
It's Martini in the morning. Yeah. Ron Jones and what's your name? The guy with the hair.
I'm Matt Forbes. Yeah.
We started this conversation. It started out.
He's wearing it because the hair is in the cleaner. Everyone wondered, right?
Okay, we were talking during the record during Gloomy Sunday about a certain actor. We won't mention Bill Shatner's name.
Oh no!
Because for one thing, we play him occasionally. We play his version of
Rocket Man.
No, we play. It was a very good year.
Oh,
as a twin spin with Frank Sinatra's, and occasionally, and although I have to tell you,
Wait,
I was a big
Why don't you just finish what
Shatner
you were
fan
saying?
because he.
Why don't you finish?
Because of the wonderful things that he does.
He forgot what he
Bill
started
Shatner,
to
no,
say.
Shatner did Boston Legal. That was a funny show.
It was a great show.
The Denny Crane bit, Mad Cow. It was. I mean, nobody could pull it off as convincingly as Bill Shatner. You're working on a movie with him.
Well, it's
Sort
Okay,
of.
they couldn't get him, so they decided to put a marionette in his spot.
Marionette.
And nobody noticed. As a better toupee, I guess. No, it's really kind of funny because it's like mocking, his character, but with a marionette.
Mocking Jay.
Yes, like a
He's got
Mockingjay.
a lot
Yeah.
of pauses.
Yeah.
A lot of.
I warned him
Yeah,
that there was
a lot
going to
of
be a lot
bits
of
of
danger
pauses.
doing that, but
Denny Craig.
He's not kidding. He's serious, by the way. In case anyone thinks you're joking.
Or you've been to the store.
well, what I liked about it is that I could do an homage to the original series, so it doesn't have any strings, and it's like they used to just have all brass and maybe percussion, and they go, "Look, Captain, it's a something coming to the ship," and it goes boom, 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 da 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 da. Like it's no strings, no subtlety, all that kind of stuff. So,
Right.
so this is like a chance to really be fun.
Are you doing a lot of projects now that you're not doing Family Guy?
What's funny is that we've now my home studio is now 3,000 square feet, so I've invited jazz groups and classical groups. So one day we'll have a legit string quartet recording Shostakovich, and then we'll have a jazz group come in from Vancouver, and then we'll do like we're working on a pop album, and then when I have the rhythm section from Macklemore come over, and we do something.
That's right. He's from Seattle.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah, so we have like every day is a in fact, I had to move my writing desk out of the studio because I can't concentrate. There's so much going on in the studio that's not me. Like I go, who are those cars parked? And they we have a session with. So it's like I wanted it to be like 20th Century Fox, but it's gone too far. Now I can't even go in my own
bigger.
studio. I have to make it. I have to.
you need a
I have to
gatehouse.
book time
Yeah.
to go in there. Yeah.
You need a guard.
Ron Jones and Seth MacFarlane Sunday afternoon, evening.
3 o'clock?
Sunday at 7:30 at the Moss Theater in Santa Monica.
It was 3 o'clock.
No, that's Jan's show.
Oh, Jan's show.
Jan's show in Modesto.
But they could come at 3 because there's probably better traffic.
Moss.
You're gonna have to leave at 3 to get there for like
That's
quarter
right,
of 8.
Lindsay.
It's true. It's true. You have to on.
Are tickets still available?
There are tickets. They tell me that there's like 100 tickets left. And the thing is, it holds 400, so it's kind of an intimate theater. It's a new theater. It's
Where-
like really new.
Where is it in Santa Monica?
It's in Santa Monica by the Crossroads School. But this guy named Moss, I would not name myself Moss, but he gave them money to millions of dollars
He's
to
the
build this.
M. Do you know who he is?
Isn't he a friend of Herb Alpert?
Alpert's. He is the M in A&M Records.
Right, and Herb endowed the art program at Crossroads.
Ah.
So they're all, and he wanted this to be a special place. So that's what it is.
So Ron Jones and Seth MacFarlane at the Moss Theater on
still available.
Sunday. Tickets are still. What about you?
What about me?
You can come dinner at my house. We have nothing to do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my son's
You'll put
coming.
on a roast.
Right.
No, I've been doing so much traveling to Toronto back and forth that we fully intended to do some shows here, an album release, and that will still be happening probably in January. But hopefully we'll be doing some stuff, and certainly I'll be with Ron in the new year. Certainly.
Yeah, we're
So-
opening you know how they got rid of music at Vitello's?
Yeah.
We're going to be the opening night with our band and Matt on the 25th of January.
Yeah, something like that.
A Monday night, and that they're bringing big bands back. So
At Vitello's?
yeah,
As a matter of fact, I know that because they've asked us to do a series of shows at Vitello upstairs at
Oh, nice.
Vitello's next year, and music will be back in force.
yeah.
Do you know if was it soundproofing or just ordinance?
No,
that
just
got,
ordinance. It was.
okay.
It was.
No,
Fair enough.
it was soundproofing also, remember?
It was politics.
It's part of it when it
was-
was redone.
One guy didn't like timbales.
Something.
And,
to that effect.
I mean, if they would have used shakers, fine, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Speaking of Ron, and to bring this full circle, what we were talking about, Mother Mary, wanted us to come back to where we started. Ron has introduced so many artists, so many singers. Who are some of the singers that have played with you?
I don't remember any of them.
How about this?
Who are you again?
I'm Michael Feinstein.
No, but I think it's because there's so many singers in our audience that come up and just hand me their CDs. I got to know all these singers that you couldn't go out and see them all.
It's almost like Tom Jones, except they come up to him with panties. With him, they give him CDs.
It's some demos, yeah.
I thought at our
at
our 9th anniversary show, I thought I was getting birthday presents. It was artists from your band bringing me their CDs.
I know everybody's passing out. It's like, you don't need any coffee coasters anymore.
I was the only one passing out, but I have an excuse.
I've got a feeling.
Let's fall in love.
MartiniInTheMorning.com. Did you talk them into doing that song together?
What?
Ron wasn't
I
paying
can say
attention.
what? The show is going?
Ron just asked if we can delete some of the show.
I thought we could just start over. It's a warm up.
No, this is live.
Okay.
Sunday at 7:30 at the Moss Theater. Ron Jones, the Influence Jazz Orchestra, Seth MacFarlane. That was him you heard with Calabria Foti.
Yeah.
You put them together.
Well, yeah. I mean, Bob McChesney, Calabria's wife.
Calabria's wife?
I mean, no, Calabria is Bob McChesney's wife. What do you have in the coffee, Miriam? I'm innocent. I've never had anything. Anyways,
wait, tell the story.
What's the story
again? Your son and the dog
Wandering the woods.
Has anyone seen my son? He's been out in the woods for days.
in a fog.
The dog came back. The dog came back with William Shatner's hairpiece.
That's how you bring it full circle, man.
I keep using it. I say, go get it. Go get it. And he brings it back.
Find the lace. Yeah.
But it's not photographical.
Photographable anymore.
Was it Rodney Dangerfield used to say about going to a radio interview and the comedy show breaks out?
Yeah. No. People on Martini Vision must be wondering what's going on in the breaks with the Marion.
No. Now they understand the martini part. It makes sense.
And yes, Mother Mary, Ava Gardner did Speak Low. She introduced it in the movie. It was written. Ogden Nash wrote a lot of the lyrics for the movie Touch of Venus.
Robert Walker.
Dick Hames.
Dick Hames? That's one of my favorites.
Your favorite singer?
Robert Walker. I loved him. I met him when I lived in Miami.
Oh, really?
Years ago.
Yeah. Who, Dick Hames?
When he was married to... Yeah, I dated his trombone player.
Ooh.
You dated the world.
I wish I had. No, but really, he had skinny legs. He used to walk around and...
These are the things you remember.
He stayed on a houseboat, and he was married to
that causes
girl.
Skinny legs.
Wait a minute, whatever that girl was. And he has bony knees, and he used to wear these long Bermuda shorts, I guess. I don't know.
Are you saying they were too
thin?
thin?
But I loved the way he sang. I really thought he was a very un whatever you call it singer.
Unaffected?
Unappreciated singer.
Oh, yeah.
He was at the same time as Frank Sinatra. I really liked him, and then he died. Like all my friends.
Didn't he do the theme to Gunsmoke?
Did he? Maybe
he did.
Like he sang something like that.
I don't know.
everyone did.
Gunsmoke.
The Love Boat.
The Gunsmoke.
I don't play
We'll
that.
be shooting some guys.
When Jack visits Martini in the morning, I don't play that song. Although Paul Williams, on the other hand, says it put his kids through braces.
The connection.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
The little guy? Paul Williams?
He wrote it.
Really?
Little Beaver, we call him.
Didn't he write
He's just a little guy, Paul
Didn't he write Love Boat
Great
theme?
No.
No, that was George Jones, right?
Oh, writing it. He might have.
I think he wrote it,
and then Jack
had the quasi hit with it.
We do that song.
Exciting
Do you do that song? You do Love Boat?
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
We do that with Seth and the band.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you surprised?
Mostly when people are completely wasted, we do that.
It's like you're
At
on.
the-
People or
like
you
when
or
he
Seth?
tries to get off stage, you go, I can't get rid of them. Let's do the Love Boat. And they go, we're going home. We're leaving. Okay,
So
stop.
what are you doing? So you're doing. You said you're doing the band.
The band plays the first set,
Yeah.
or else they won't show up.
Uh-huh.
And then they play in the company set the second set. And by that time, they're relaxed and I can calm them down and they support Seth. So
Do they have booze at this place?
No, but the band always somehow has them. I don't know
because
how they have them.
because our bar bill
Yeah.
for our 9th anniversary party at Catalina Jazz Club.
That was one trumpet player that did that. You know, the little guy on the end? He was drinking like all this stuff. The rest of the band had nothing. He got all the tickets somehow and just went crazy back there.
It's funny how that happens. Right? Yeah.
It's Ron Jones, the Influence Jazz Orchestra with Seth MacFarlane, Sunday at the Moss Theater in Santa Monica. Matt Forbes, first of the year, we'll see you again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have any holiday shows coming up?
I might because we're re-releasing the Christmas EP.
You are
the 12 Minutes of Christmas.
12 Minutes of Christmas. Yeah.
I love that little CD.
We might do 12 more next year, or a whole album. All possibilities, but hopefully we'll be doing at least one show before. I'm actually up in Toronto doing a big Sinatra Centennial on the 12th at beautiful Kerner Hall. It's like 1,100 seat, kind of Avery Fisher Hall, and
Really?
and yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Terrific.
Celebrating Frank on his birthday.
Ron, you got something else coming up with Seth.
Oh, yeah, we're doing vibratos the
Herb
weekend.
Alpert's Club.
Yeah, on
So
the
you're going from Jerry
22nd,
Moss, You're
23rd.
going from the M to the A.
That's right. Just
M
across
to
the
A
freeway.
for
You know, on the other side of the 405 up in Bel Air. But it sells out. So there might be, I think there's tickets for the 23rd for that night. But I think the 22nd is
Of what?
beyond fire code right now.
Of
November.
Doing two
Of
nights,
November.
We're doing 2 nights.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and they keep asking me to come. And I said, "Look, I got a life, you know. I got a dog
Sky
that's
News.
lost.
Sky
You know,
News,
my
man.
son's wandering in the woods. Lord knows if he's cold, he might be damp and cold right now. So
Yeah.
I can't come down all the time.
Got a search committee out.
But I did. Alaska Airlines is like giving me the medals I wear. That's for coming down.
Was that how you fly? You do the Alaska now?
Yeah.
If you're flying between the Pacific Northwest and California, that's really the only way.
And it's run by Eskimos. Nobody really knew that.
How
There was-
come you don't have your own plane? No, you laugh.
Dina
Don't
Martin
laugh.
has her own plane.
Dina has her own plane.
And she knows how
It
to
would
fly
probably be a
right?
biplane.
Yeah, she's pilot.
No.
Or a heli.
Like
My
it
daughter
could be
has a
like
heli.
a crop duster that takes off
No,
from.
wouldn't it be easier for you to have your
I could
pilot
dust.
and get your own?
You know,
Light dusting.
We could
Yeah.
we could go on forever,
Yeah.
or until
Should let him go. It's 10:30.
Ron's latest,
Right. He's
Ron's
really
latest
Until I missed the rehearsal.
Yeah.
until it wears off.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, so that's it up. That's a wrap.
You're cutting us off. I see.
Right there.
And we should play one more Matt Forbes song. What should we play from? Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda?
Maybe some of these days.
Pick something we have.
Do you have some? You should have.
We
some
have
of
the
these
whole
days.
album.
We have some of these days. We can
Some
play
of
that.
these days.
Some of these days, you're gonna miss me, baby.